Hello ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube community, my name is Scootaloo and today we're going to be going into another Mercy 101 guide, and today's Mercy 101 guide is going to be going over the recent buffs that Mercy has received on the live servers and, well, how to deal with the new hero Sombra. Now if you guys are watching this at a later date and another patch came out that nerfed or buffed Mercy or did anything to shift how Mercy is played, I would hopefully have a video up and ready for you guys, so if it has changed then it will be further down in the Mercy 101 guide stuff, so this stuff is kind of irrelevant, but for now it's relevant, so this is a video. So first of all, we're going to be going into Mercy's buff. Now this is a quality of life buff, and Mercy's quality of life buff is that she can heal 1 second instead of 3 seconds after taking damage. So what this means is that if Mercy takes let's say a fair rocket, straight to her noggin, gets hit for 120 health, and then she hides off in a corner for 3 seconds. You know what? Let's make that 5 seconds. So in regular terms, before the patch, Mercy would only regenerate 40 health, because 3 of it would have to be out of combat, and then another 2 seconds she gets to actually heal herself. But now all it takes is 1 second, and the self healing kicks in. So actually, she will be fully regened instead of just having 40%, or just regaining 40 health from that 120 damage. So this increases her survivability on the battlefield, and it makes Mercy a little bit more forgiving when you do mess up. Trust me, everybody messes up. So another nerf that everyone got was the 25 increase in alt charge time. Now this is, it's gonna make Mercy's ult a little bit more harder to get, but to me, if you're healing people and you're not dying every second of the game, you should have that res up, and you should always have that res on standby or ready to go or about to go if you just need to have a couple more healing points, and boom, you get it. So in the whole game now, Mercy feels way smoother and she feels way more viable at a pick. She still has to stay behind cover during a fight because, well, Mercy's not made for combat, and her survivability isn't like Lucio's where she can just run on the battlefield and just heal people like that. But because ults are less common and there's going to be more skirmish battles now, Mercy does have the ability to actually heal instead of just hiding and waiting for res now. Now, since the ult times have been changed and all of that, I'm going to, well, recorrect some of my videos that I've done about the ult charge timing and stuff like that. So, for healing for ultimates, you'll need to get 2031 health to get your ult from 0 to 100, or 33.85 seconds of constant healing. Along with the healing comes damage boost. Now, Mercy's damage boosted target will have to do 2,440 damage to get her ult from 0 to 100, which is still viable, but it's not going to be as effective. But yet again, it's still ult charge, so any ult charge is a good charge. Her damage to ult has been from 1,333 to 1,667, rounding up to the nearest decimal place. And now her passive. If you sit in a corner and jerk yourself off for 5 minutes and 25 seconds, you can get yourself a free ultimate for Mercy. But yet again, it used to be 4 minutes 18 seconds, so I guess that's worse. Huh. Oh well. So over the next 2 sections of this video, I'll be covering about how to deal with Sombra as Mercy, and how to deal with Sombra in general, and what you can expect from Sombra. So first of all, since this is the Mercy 101 guide, I'll be teaching you guys how to counter Sombra, because to me, she is the biggest nuisance, more than a Tracer, more than a Genji, more than a Winston trying to dive you. Sombra is so annoying to me, probably because she's just new, and everyone wants to just hack the innocent healers. But you know what? I'm gonna teach you guys on how to scare away and how to make the Sombras fear of the Mercy. Maybe not fear, but you know, don't know not to mess with you. So Sombra's biggest weakness is probably communication. If you guys call out where her translocator is or where she is when she cloaked through her invisibility, then Sombra is basically useless besides her EMP, because she can't get off a hack if she's being called at and being shot at by people, and she can't really do anything without getting punished by your team. Now, if your team is completely oblivious to the Sombra, or the Sombra catches you off guard, you should probably either A, Guardian Angel away so she isn't in the hacking distance, and keep in mind the hacking distance is 12 meters, or B, you can try fire a few shots at Sombra, because first of all, Sombra has a pretty low time to kill, and she's not going to completely shred through like a Genji combo or Tracer with the burst damage. She's going to take quite a while to actually kill you unless she's point blank range shooting at your face and you're standing still. If you pop a few shots and go away, then mostly Sombra would retreat to her teleporter or go invis and try and get a health pack, because Sombras are pretty squishy. And also, any type of damage will disrupt the hack too, so make sure you land those shots if she does try and hack you. Now, if you do get hacked or you get caught off guard, trust me, I get caught off guard and all that. There are three things you want to do. So first of all, you want to call out to your team on where the Sombra is and that you are hacked. The reason why I should say you're hacked instead of saying where Sombra is that Sombra probably went invisible, and you can just call out the general location. But if you say you're hacked and your team actually knows what to do, they'll try and protect you, because a Mercy without Guardian Angel is like a TF2 medic in Overwatch. They're gonna die because they have no Uber. Now, the second tip is good positioning and not to have yourself in the enemy LOS or line of sight. Now, I have a lot of experience of this from TF2 and 6v6 medic maining. You know, don't peek out, you know, with your teammates if there's a sniper down the road, and only have your target out there. So if he gets shot, you won't get shot also. So yeah, I'm pretty used to staying cover and all of that. But yet again, Mercy has a different play style, but play ultra conservative if Sombra does hack you, because it does last for 6 seconds. Even though you can, you know, damage boost, heal, and pull out your pistol, Guardian Angel is probably one of your most relied abilities on as Mercy. So play ultra conservative, and if that means not healing your teammate for a little bit, for you to stay alive, trust me, it's worth it. Because in the end, if you're alive in the end, you can still heal your other 4 teammates, or even if the guy still is alive, because he can just fall back or something, then that would be great, instead of you peeking out and getting shot at with no escape abilities. Now, the third advice I have is, if you get hacked, is have a friendly support help you stay alive. Now, if Sombra doesn't completely just go invis when she hacks you, she'll probably try and shoot at you and go for the kill. Now, while I think this is like counterintuitive to her abilities and all that, some Sombras do try and kill you. So for that, you probably want to call out to friendly support, you know, a friendly Zenyatta or a friendly Lucio, if they can put on speed boost or healing, so you can get out of there, so you can survive the onslaught of Sombra. Because you have no escape abilities now. All you have now is the pistol, healing and damage boost, and her 2 passive abilities of Angelic Descent and the health regeneration, which isn't going to help you too much against a really sustained gunfight from Sombra. Now that concludes the Mercy portion of this guide. Now this is more general tips and things to know about Sombra. So if you're going against Sombra, there's 4 things that you should know about Sombra, and I'll be going into her different abilities and stuff you should know about that too. So the 4 things you should know about Sombra is that she has a low TTK, or time to kill. Her hack has a big 12-second cooldown, you know, her right click ability. Okay, the third one is that if the enemy team does pick Sombra, that means that they're going to be down 1 support, tank, or DPS. And the only big upside they have is playing for intelligence and playing the conservative battle. And the last tip is that Sombra is only good for death ball comms. She is not that good against dive comms, especially if there's a Winston, or especially if there's a Reaper, or especially if there's like a very rapid hit scan person like 76, Tracer, or May in some cases. I say Sombra is weak because even though she teleports and gets out of there, she is still doing nothing for her team. Yes, she might provide some intelligence and some things for their team, but as for healing and a straight up battle, Sombra can't really contribute anything without taking damage or being at a risk of dying, because the dive completely puts Sombra at a disadvantage because all the people moving around everywhere and not in just a confined space. Now moving on to her individual abilities. Now there's three things I have to say about Hack. Hack cannot go through barriers, cannot go through shields or barriers. So this includes Reinhardt's shield, Winston's barrier, and Zarya's barrier field. The second tip is that when Sombra is hacking, and keep in mind hack is 1.2 seconds, if she is shot or if she receives any damage, the hack will be cancelled. And the third thing about hack is that hack lasts for 6 seconds on players, 10 seconds on turrets, and this does not include Symmetra turrets, and 60 seconds on health packs at the moment. And now here's some tips about the Translocator. Now, while the Translocator cannot be destroyed, it does emit a bright red light when it is thrown and when it is active. And there is a sound when it does expire, and I don't think there is a sound when Sombra teleports through it. Either you'll see Sombra or you'll just see it randomly disappear. Now, if it does just make a sound, I believe that means the time expired on the teleporter. But if it looks like it just disappeared and nothing really happened to it, then most likely Sombra teleported and she's invisible, or you're blind and you didn't see her come out of the teleporter. But still, doesn't hurt to shoot around the teleporter if it does or if it does not disappear. Now, here's some useful tips about Camo. Now, Camo takes actually a second to go fully invisible, so this gives you a window of opportunity to actually track down Sombra. And when she is in like that 1 second of like half invisible and half fully invisible, if you do shoot her, then it would knock it down, then it would disrupt in the invisible state and it would put it on the 6-second cooldown. Another thing I'd like to add is that if you do have a friendly Sombra on your team and you do have hack up and you randomly have it and an enemy Sombra who is cloaked is near, it will start to hack the enemy Sombra. But keep in mind, this is not the regular distance. This is probably around like 5 meters or closer to the target. Another thing to know about Sombra's cloaking is that when she decloaks or comes out of cloak, she says "here I am" or something along those lines. Now this is a big audio cue that Sombra is coming out of invisibility, and you should have your sound up. This is almost as noticeable as Reaper's teleportation. Yes, it's that obvious. Don't miss it. And lastly, Sombra can get EMP'd in her invisibility state, because it does fire her electronics and it does take down the ability. But yet again, she does have to be within the EMP radius, and she cannot just be wandering around and out of the EMP radius and get EMP'd. She must be inside the EMP radius in order for her to get hacked during her camo. And last of all, this is more of a statistics thing, but Sombra, if not shot and uses her abilities instantly, she can be invisible for 50% of the time, which is actually pretty insane. And oh my gosh, I'm just having flashbacks to the TF2 Spy right now. And now here's some facts about EMP that actually I'm so grateful for that I know, and this actually helped me out in some comp games. So first of all, EMP only works with LOS, or line of sight. So this is sort of like how Lucio's sound barrier works and how D.Va's ult works. So if you do break line of sight of the EMP or of Sombra, I guess, when she ults, then you will not be hacked. Now during EMP, all shields, barriers, and particle barriers will be destroyed, even if it is part of the hero's health bar. So for example, Zarya will be decreased to 200 health and Zenyatta will be decreased to 50 health. When EMP'd, everyone is considered as hacked and cannot use ultimates or abilities for 6 seconds. Another thing to know about EMP is that passives are not affected, and there is actually a pretty cool mechanic with subjects with Zarya's barrier on during EMP. So if Sombra pops EMP and the target has a Zarya bubble on them, then Zarya gains the max charge out of the bubble, which is 40 at the moment because of her nerf, and the subject is not affected by the EMP. So if Zarya bubbles herself and bubbles, let's say Zenyatta, Zarya will get 80 charge from it because 40 and 40 would be 80, and Zarya will have her abilities on cooldowns, and if she has her ultimate available, she can use her ultimate, and Zenyatta would still have his abilities and shields at his disposal. So guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys really enjoyed that for this Mercy 101 episode, and I'm still working on that how to res Mercy 101 guide. I know that people want to know, when to use res, but since the meta basically changed, I'm gonna have to change up my little theories here on how to use res and all that, because the ult charge times mixed with the other ult charge times mixed with other people, you know what, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but it only makes sense in my mind because my mind is really weird, guys. You don't understand. So yeah, I also want to say I'm sorry for the lack of videos lately. I actually got the stomach flu last week, and I did not feel like making videos, and I'm feeling a little bit under the weather this week too. I don't think it's the stomach flu, but it's probably, I don't know, I just had the sniffles and the hachuzus, so yeah, that's probably not the best when I'm recording, so if I sound nasally in this video, sorry about that, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you guys did like this video, then drop a like down below, and if you guys want to see anything else, or if you want to see another topic discussed in this Mercy 101 guide, then leave them down in the comment section below. If you guys feel so compelled to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Overwatch content and more cringe content. I don't know what I'm going to be putting out. I'm just going to be putting out Mercy 101 guides and more Overwatch stuff because my life is filled with that. So yeah, before I ramble on even more, I hope you guys have a great and wonderful day. Goodbye.